You may notice this is not a vlog. We have got a different video for you today. We are doing a Q&A because we're currently on holiday.
As you're watching this, there's a high probability we are dealing with a toddler on a 9-hour flight. I bet right now, when they're watching this, we're probably really drunk. We're probably having a raging argument on a plane with Grayson screaming at us, with everyone around us being like, who are these awful people? Yeah, it's just, trust us, this is better for you to watch than what's probably really happening right now in real life. So forgive us this one time. It's better than nothing, isn't it?
Yes.
Borderline
right, where are the questions then? Because you've picked some.
Oh yeah, good point. Hannah and I put out a tweet asking if anyone had any questions. You guys kindly gave us some questions, so we're just going to answer the questions. That's how these things work.
That's how Q&As work.
If you need any more clarity on how they work, just let us know. Maybe I'll do a tutorial. Oh, shut up, Stef. Okay, we'll start at the top with the first one. Would you rather be a hot moron or an ugly genius?
An ugly genius, definitely.
I would rather be a hot moron.
Would you?
Because...
You're a moron anyway.
Steady on, right? Let me explain that, because geniuses are always normally tortured. Because they're geniuses, they can kind of comprehend more of the complexities of the universe. Morons tend to be quite happy all the time. A bit angry, but they're mostly happy, aren't they? You could like simply
blissfully unaware of all the crap going on in the world.
Exactly. You wouldn't care about all the
crap. Well, I'd love to be a genius. You'd be wearing a puffer jacket and dancing to Justin Bieber, and I'd be like sitting in the British Library reading about philosophy.
Yeah, I'm happy with this arrangement. Right, next question. Favourite YouTuber channels to watch? My favourite channels to watch are Boogie2988.
Oh yeah, I like Boogie.
Boogie is a big inspiration to me, and a guy called Ethan. There's loads of crap on YouTube. There's loads of these prank videos and loads of just really bad low frequency rubbish on YouTube that just deserves to be ridiculed, and this guy Ethan from H3H3 just rips it apart, tears into it, and calls it out, and I like that. I think
that's the beauty of YouTube, is that it's like free
open platform,
free ground, so anyone can make anything and put anything up. That's what's cool about it.
Who are you into right now?
I think my favourite person to watch is still Sammy from Beauty Crush. I just really like her style. I like her makeup tutorials. I like the fact that she's the same on camera and off camera. Like, she's just really sweet, genuine person, and there's no like acting or like if she's having a bad day, she'll just say she's having a bad day, and I just really admire her for that. Yeah, I just like watching her stuff because it's like I'm sitting in the room with her. Yeah,
it's nice when you meet somebody who is the same, isn't it? On and off, because
because you never know what to expect. Because obviously, like, people put out like an edited version of themselves, which is why I always think people must be so disappointed when they meet us.
Yeah, I suppose,
like, there's no silky music.
I suppose, like, I get it though, because like, say the latte version of what latte art is like an edit, like that's like an acted version, like a played up version of me. It's like an exaggerated
I think that's
version.
why I could never like it, because I was just like, God, it's so annoying. It's just you like acting, and I find it really irritating.
But that's what
and everyone hates me because I'm the only person that hates.
No, I think a few people hate it, but they just don't want to say it.
Next question. What does Hannah think of your tattoos? Stef used to have loads of ginger freckles all down his arms, and I love freckles and gingers. So I was really upset when you decided to get your second sleeve worth of tattoos, because I was like, the freckles! I need the freckles.
Freckles are gone.
Yeah, I like them. They don't offend me in any way. I'm not massively keen about this side, but I love this side. The dot work is my favourite.
Oh, you mean the other way around?
This side, where you just kind of went to the tattoo artist and went, do whatever you want. And I think that's why it happened like that.
People always expect like this big philosophical story about like what does it all mean?
This means this, and it's like, nah, you just
I found myself in Thailand and I decided to get this like this thing that represented like the relationship I had with my father. No, I just went in and went, give me some ink. I started off when I was about, I think I was about 16, I had £10 and I had a choice of getting like this weird, horrible like face of like a goat or like a crossbones, so I went with goat face.
What?
And then
I've never seen goat face. Like that big. Oh, that's what you covered up.
So I covered that with cherry blossoms, and then cherry blossoms all of a sudden started looking really like tacky. So I was like, I need to cover this up.
So I never knew about the goat face.
Stuff. So it's been like 3 or 4 cover-ups of this one. So then I got one arm done. I was like, I look like a dick with one arm. Might as well go for the other arm. So I just did the other arm.
And then you convinced me to get a tattoo, and that's how that happened. And I hate it
so much. I
cannot wait to get it. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know whether to get it made into something, but I've never really thought of anything that I really wanted on my arm for the rest of my life.
Well, let me just explain what happened. We both were in one night. We both got a little bit tipsy. We said, let's go to Camden tomorrow and get matching tattoos. And we found this really cool design that we liked, but we forgot to print it off. We went in and tried to explain it to him, which is a cross with dots on the, like balls on the end.
He did that instead. And mine's not mine. Everyone always thinks it's like biro on my arm because it's like all faded, and he didn't do it properly. Do your research if you're getting a tattoo. I keep trying to cover it up with a watch, but it doesn't really work. So I think I'm going to have to get it removed, but I don't don't want to because it's supposed to be really painful.
What
would you do if Grayson gets to a point where he doesn't want to appear in the vlogs? Would you continue? I think we would probably just change the style of how we were vlogging. It would be more about what we were doing, and I think we would just both totally respect that. Once he has a choice, if he didn't want to do it, then of course we're not going to force him to do it. It's his life. If he doesn't want to be on camera, then I would never force him to be on camera.
No way. We respect our privacy, but we respect Grayson's a lot more than we respect ours. I mean, that's why we do Silkies. That's why we spend so much time and effort on the videos, is because
he doesn't have a choice.
He doesn't have a choice. So it's we don't want him growing up and being like, why'd you put out this crap? Any tips for a budding entrepreneur?
Get an accountant. That's the first one.
Get a good accountant, yeah.
Because...
Well, make money before you get an accountant.
Yeah, but that's my tip. If you like to do the creative stuff and you're not very good with all of that stuff, you need someone to organise you.
Yeah. I would say work as hard as you can and then work even harder than that.
Basically slog away.
Slog away for years. And throw lots of mud at a fan. And I've had multiple businesses in my life. A lot of them haven't worked. A couple of them have. For every, say, 10 businesses I set up, 1 or 2 might work. The rest of them just don't fall at the wayside. But that's what you got to keep doing. You got to pick yourself up, dust yourself down, go again. Do you like Coldplay? Absolutely not, no. Wow. Are you bringing back watching your old vlogs? It's really difficult for us, or for me, I don't know if it is for you, but for me to watch the old vlogs purely because I just think they're so bad that I just can't, from a creative level, I can't watch them. So I'm like, what was I thinking?
I don't like watching myself back.
Yeah.
Ever, really.
Hannah, whenever I show Hannah the vlog, she's like, God, I'm so annoying.
So irritating, and I'm always like, what was I wearing?
Why am I
orange?
God,
Why
so
did
annoying.
I do that? Like, I don't like doing it, really.
So no,
I only really watch them back if it's like a milestone for Gracie or something. I like watching him back. I don't like watching me back.
I think in years to come, it'll be easier to watch than it is like a year after.
I think when we're like 80 and we
can forgive ourselves,
and we've got a Sunday
where
we've just had our roast dinner and we've got nothing else to do, it'll be nice to watch the videos back of our younger selves.
Yeah.
Do you think the world has been saturated with vlogging and that some are just jumping on the YouTube wagon?
I think that if you have the opportunity to vlog, then you should vlog, because you're creating an archive for you to watch back in years to come. So what if it's been saturated? It's a good thing to do. It's a good thing to have to look back on. So it's never something you should think, oh no, everyone's doing it, so I'm not going to do it. You've got to think about what you're doing it for. Just do it for you. Don't do it for anyone else. Just do it for yourself. Sorry.
Coffee knee.
Coffee knee?
Yeah, you just spilled coffee all over my knee.
Did you just say coffee knee? Because what the hell?
Yeah, some people think they're just going to make money from it, which I think is why a lot of people start, and they don't realise how long it takes to actually get any money back from what you've put in.
How long are we vlogging now? 2-3 years?
3 years. So for about 2.5 years,
like 2.5 years, we were making a loss from vlogging, like quite a big financial loss as well, where we were like,
well, it's only
it got to a stage where it was like, how are we going to manage to keep doing this? Like, how can we sustain this? What went wrong in your genetics that you have brown hair and a ginger beard?
I don't think anything went wrong. Lots of people have brown hair and a ginger beard. My sister's husband has brown hair and a ginger beard, and there's like a line there where it turns.
Yeah, same here. The problem is that I'm not allowed in the ginger club because I'm not fully committed ginger. Like, my hair's not ginger up here. So I'm only allowed kind of like, I'm like an honorary member. I'm like.
You only really started to embrace your ginger beard though when I started dating you, because I have a love for gingers. When I first started dating Stef, he used to dye his beard brown.
I did it once.
And the only reason you told me is because I came over once and you dyed it and you had like this big line.
I dyed my face. I dyed my whole face, and I did it once. So don't make it. I used to dye it all the time. I tried it and it went badly wrong. What's the best thing that happened in your life so far? I'd say meeting this little munchkin here would be the best thing, because everything's come out of that, hasn't it? Does filming all the time ever make it hard to live in the moment? Good question.
Yes and no, I think. Because we film so much, we're more aware of the moment. So we'll consciously be looking around more and seeing things differently than we would if we weren't filming. If we weren't filming, we'd probably be a bit more blasé about it and be a bit like, oh, this is nice, but let's just carry on living in the moment.
Yeah.
Whereas when we're filming it, it's like we are looking for bits that make the moment better.
Yeah, it takes years to learn how to do this, but you have to learn how to appreciate the moment while living it through a viewfinder.
It's funny because people think that they see the whole week and that we must be filming for the whole week, but we've just got this balance where we're like, We know what shots we want to get in the morning. We know we want to say something. We know we might go out that day. And the rest of the day we won't film, which means the rest of the day is private, which is just the perfect balance, really. Studio penthouse in London or farmhouse cottage in the countryside.
I've got to think about this one.
I'm going to do 3, 2, 1.
No, don't 3, 2, 1 in a second. Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Penthouse.
Yeah!
There's a massive appeal to a cottage in the country.
I think when we're old, though.
But
when
we
we're
have to be
like
in our 10 years,
grandparents and the grandkids are coming around and like... Right now, I'm like... I want to stay in London for the very foreseeable future.
We're trying so hard to stay in London. We are literally like just grabbing it like by the ankles and like just desperately trying to cling on to staying in London because we don't want to move out. We're doing everything we can not to.
We'll visit countryside places and we'll be like, oh, this is so lovely. We want to live here, but then we'll always really long for London. I think if we moved out, we'd be like, what the hell have we done? Because it's just, there's so much life here, and even when you're alone, you're never alone. And it's just, there's like a real vibe to it that you kind of get addicted to in a way. And when you don't have it for a few days, you're like, oh, I just need to be back in London. It's a weird thing.
It's weird because when you first move to London, it's horrible and you hate it. But it like grows on you, and then before you know it, you're addicted. It's like heroin, I suppose, in a way.
I think it's just such a big cultural change to wherever you came from that it's like, whoa, it's very overwhelming. Where once you settle into it and you get used to the like fast-paced lifestyle, then you do become addicted to that fast pace.
It's like probably like climbing into bed with a group of strangers. At first you're a bit like, this is so weird. But once you get used to it, you can have a bit of fun.
Oh God. One big goal you want to achieve within 5 years? Oh.
Mine is to build up and sell Want Feed, and then with the money that we make from Want Feed, hopefully buy a family home. That's my goal.
Yeah, I think I would like to buy a family home. God knows how we're going to do that. It's all on Want Feed. I would also really like to expand Mags London. I would love to do like a candle range, maybe makeup, but that's like a huge project, and I'd want it to be like absolutely perfect because I want more children as well. It's like, how the hell am I going to do that with more children? What was the most embarrassing moment of your life?
I remember mine. I was driving through London one time and there were these people who were like some sort of anti-gay protesters or something like that. Oh, because the gay marriage was coming in, that was it. And they were like protesting about they were anti-gay marriage, and I was extremely pro-gay marriage. So I was driving past them and I saw them all protesting and I was like, oh God, wankers. And then the next day I saw them there again. I thought it was them.
Oh no.
I beeped at them, I shouted, wankers, like this. And I looked in my rearview mirror and I looked at one of the placards and they were protesting, not for anti-gay marriage, but for legal aid. They were lawyers protesting for to help poor people get legal help. And I was like, I just called a bunch of people protesting for legal aid a bunch of wankers. That was the most embarrassing moment of my life. I was tempted to go back around and go, I'm so sorry, but I was like, no, just leave the Stef, just go, forget about it. Don't ever talk about it again. Definitely don't mention it in front of 200,000 subscribers. Just move on. That was the most embarrassing moment of my life.
The night before I went to school, I had decided to try and wax my own upper lip. I was like, I've got a moustache going on, I've got to get rid of that. So I tried to do it myself. Never waxed before. Stole some wax out of my mum's little cabinet in the bathroom, and then I burned the whole of my upper lip. It was bright red, the skin had been torn off. Couldn't even cover it up with anything because it was red raw. And obviously I had to go to school the next day. I was trying to keep a low profile and wrap a scarf around my face and stuff. And then we had PE, so I had to put a PE kit on and take my scarf off. And one of my friends, Tara, was like, why have you got a big red mark on your lip? And then everyone was like, ha ha, Hannah's tried to...
Tara's a bitch.
Hannah's tried to wax her moustache off and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh God, this is the most horrendous thing in my life. And it was an all-girls school as well, so it kind of was much worse.
Should I be stressed out over my A-levels? Is it actually worth it? Yes, you should be stressed out over your A-levels, and yes, it is worth it. It is. It makes your life a lot easier.
Yes.
You can still get where you want to get to without them, but it's a lot harder.
Yeah, that's true.
In some professions.
Did you get any A-levels?
I got no A-levels. I didn't.
See, I feel you got no A-levels and you're still really successful. I went to a school where there was so much pressure to get good A-levels, go straight to university and stuff, and I didn't really agree with how much pressure they put on me, but I would say that I'm proud of myself for getting a good A-level grade, even though in my life now I can't really remember what it was, or I don't know, it's all building towards something and it's all translatable. So say if you study something at A-level and you don't necessarily want to go into that or change your mind, then it still shows that you can commit to learning something and get a good grade. So it transfers to other things as well.
True. What is it like being a ginger? What's it like being a dick? Any suggestions on how to improve confidence and self-belief?
I struggle quite a lot with confidence. I did a job this week where I was like, I can't do it. Couldn't sleep the day before because it was one of those things where you have to talk and everyone stares at you. And I've never been good at that. I've always avoided that. I actually picked modules at university based on ones where I didn't have to speak in front of people. But sometimes you just have to force yourself to do the thing that makes you feel not confident, because that will somehow make your confidence grow. Because when you've done it, you're like, oh, I can do it. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. And now, next time it happens, I'm ready to do it again and it's less scary.
6 words. Fake it until you make it.
Yes, that's a good one.
Any tips on improving my photography skill? Visit art galleries, look at composition. Sounds a really geeky thing to do, but if you really want to get into it, just like get a little bit of cardboard, cut out a little hole in the cardboard, and then just hold your cardboard around. You could do it through your phone, and then look at how you could arrange that box to make it the most interesting view you could. I suppose
or
that's one way
just
to do it.
use Instagram.
Yeah, just use Instagram, I suppose, yeah.
Use Instagram, find some people on Instagram who are really good at photography and try and integrate it into what you're doing.
Look up the rule of thirds and look up the golden ratio. The golden ratio is something I keep in mind with most of our shots, especially when we're doing silkies, but look those up and that will help a lot. When's Grandad Mitchalaks moving back to the UK? Does this mean we'll get more of him in the vlogs? He's trying to sell his house at the moment, but it looks like you're stepping back about 200 years when you walk into the house. I keep telling him to just put some chipboard IKEA furniture in it, but he's adamant it needs to have heavy antiques in there, which make the place look like it's from 1862. So as soon as he manages to sell it to somebody who's into that kind of stuff, then he's going to move over, but I reckon he just throw all that stuff away. It's all old anyway and moth-eaten, and just get some IKEA stuff. How long do you see yourselves doing this for, or do you ever plan on stopping? I can't ever think why we would stop.
Okay, since the house prices are rather expensive in London, I'm thinking of moving abroad. We've kind of already answered this. Basically, we're just going to cling on for as long as we can.
House prices cannot keep going the way they're going. Everyone like us, who is a first-time buyer, doesn't have family help, are completely priced out of the market.
I think we'll just end up renting for a really long time until something happens in the economy where we are in a position where we can buy a house.
Yeah, we're going to
So
hold
we're
tight.
just going to stay here and rent and just be okay with the fact that this isn't our house. Do you ever resent the fact your whole life is on camera and everyone thinks they know you? I would say no, because people feel like they know us because they do know a bit of us, really. The people that watch us are the reason why we get to do this. So in a way, it would be like we were resenting them if we were resenting that. So and we're not. So what was the first concert you ever went to? Do you want to go first?
I love your little Devon accent coming out there. Concert.
Concert.
What was the first concert you ever went to?
That's not Devon, is it?
Oh, don't know.
Mine was Aaron Carter. It was great. I loved it.
You won't believe what my first one was. Justin Timberlake.
Was it really?
I thought the only people going to this Justin Timberlake concert are going to be tons of girls who are not going to get with Justin Timberlake and going to be looking for some scraps.
And all dressed up for Justin Timberlake.
And I'm going to be the scrap. Justin Timberlake rocked up on stage.
I cannot imagine you at a Justin Timberlake concert.
I spent the whole time like this because it was so loud. You couldn't hear anything because people were just screaming. So it was like, you can't even enjoy the music. People were just screaming. And then he goes on stage. He goes, "Does anybody want to be my girlfriend?" And I have never heard a noise like that in my life. I used to be a death metal band.
I bet you were like, I want to be your girlfriend, Justin.
Yeah,
well, I had a lovely time at Aaron Carter concert, and I found one of the rose petals from the roses that he was handing out to the audience, and I took it home, and my mum pressed it for me underneath a pile of magazines. I was like, Aaron Carter touched this.
What advice would you give to other young couples who would like to start vlogging?
I would say just start.
Just do it. Don't talk about it. Don't say, we should do this. Don't. Go out there, just do it.
And the only way that you can learn to get better is just by doing it.
Do it for yourself.
Right, guys, that's it.
Thank you very much for watching.
Now you know a little bit more about this tragic team here.
Sorry if you asked us a question, but we didn't answer it. We didn't have time to answer them all because there's quite a few that come through, so yeah.
I think we'll probably do something like this again sometime soon. I like filming these. I know you aren't massively keen on them.
No, I do, because people...
I like watching them as well, because you feel like...
Yeah,
you feel like you get to know the person a bit better.
We'll be back next week with...
the best vlog ever.
Well, I'm hoping it's going to be the best vlog. There's no reason why it shouldn't be, because we have everything in place to make this the best vlog it could possibly be. Crazy drone shots.
It's going to be insane.
Crazy shots.
Just picking it up here, but it's going to be freaking amazing.
It should be insane. It will come with its drama, with the travelling. But it's going to... Anyway, thanks for watching. Get excited about next week's. It's going to be sensational.
We'll see you guys all soon.
Bye. Oh.